What I'm going to do right now is sing you a brand new song I only wrote the other day. And I believe right now that in Australia what we need to do most of all is to laugh like hell, you know. It's about the only hope left for us, I think. We're the only country in the world left that can still have a bit of a laugh. I wrote a brand new song when I was in Queensland the other day, and I just called it Henry the Heavyweight Kangaroo. It's a little bit suspect, but you got to learn to laugh in Australia, okay? So especially for you. What are you laughing at? I don't mind telling you this is a wild story, and it should become a collector's item because it's not even recorded yet. We're just doing it especially for Norm, all right? I was Outback champion in 1963. Tony was my manager and took good care of me. I trained hard out in the yard on dust and Forex beer. Tony said we'd make it in the USA next year. I'd fought all there was to fight way out here in the West. Shearers, truckies, fools and thugs, I laid 'em all to rest. Word got round and soon we found there was no one left to fight. From Broken Hill to Burketown, it seems they all took fright. It was hot as hell in Camberwell, we were thinking drink and beer, dreaming about that one big fight that'd get us out of here. Then something I'd never seen before, there were stars in Tony's eyes. He said, I've hit on a great idea, why don't we advertise? So we wrote out a check to the Weekly Times and briefly described our plight. Wanted one heavyweight, any colour, as long as the bugger can fight. Well, a month went by, there was no reply. Then one day the mail came through. They said I'd be fighting Henry, the heavyweight Kangaroo. Tony assured me the deal was right, but there was something he'd been told. He said the Roo's got a secret weapon they all call the octopus hold. Just keep your distance, jabs and crosses, and that way you won't have a hope. But you move in close and he'll twist you up like a length of tangled rope. 4 days drive and we arrived for the fight at Timbuktu. A makeshift ring in the open air for me and the Kangaroo. Tony said you're 100 to 1, so I laid down all we had. He said that ought to get us to California and buy us a nice little pad. Well, it was 2:30 in Timbuktu and all the town was there. We all stood quiet as Father Garrett led us all in prayer. He slurred his words and talked of death, and I felt my blood run cold when he asked a special blessing for the Roo and his octopus hold. They rang the bell and the fight began. It was an all-in brawl from the start. Blow for blow when the first round finished and the ref couldn't keep us apart. This was war in the outback dust, the Battle of Timbuktu, and the crowd had all their money on Henry, the heavyweight Kangaroo. I hit Henry with all I had, but he just wouldn't seem to go down. He then lashed out with his big back foot and tore my shorts to the ground. Here I was, naked as an egg, dancing in centre ring. I got mad, swung lefts and rights and everything else that'd swing. All I had on was boxing gloves and a coating of outback dust. The toughest fight I've ever been in, and to win it was a must. So I moved in, ready to kill, forgetting all I'd been told. In seconds flat, I was on my back in Henry's octopus hold. Tony was screaming, come on champ, give him the old 1-2. But he wasn't tied up in several knots under Henry the Kangaroo. I was dying and Tony was crying out names like Muhammad Ali. My prime concern was staying alive if I ever happened to get free. Well, I found I could move my head if I tried about 2 degrees north and south, and I could see there was something dangling down just above my mouth. I opened wide and bit real hard and held on with all my might. Henry went sailing fair through the air and disappeared out of sight. Tony jumped in with a can of 4X, a towel and a new pair of shorts. He said, "Hey, you'll be needing all of these for the photos and press reports." I was blue in the face, in terrible pain, and they got me up on my feet. And Tony insisted there'd be no photos until I was tidy and neat. But there was one reporter, he said he was after a scoop for the New York Times. He said, "How did you break from the octopus hold when nobody ever survives?" I looked at this red-headed pimply jerk and I said with a halfway grin, "You bite yourself on the balls, my boy, you'll chuck anyone out of the ring." Henry, Henry, the heavyweight kangaroo.